Hello, and welcome to Keeper's Corner Podcast, where we're breaking down anything and everything Utica City FC related. With your hosts, as always, Matthew Sterling, Michelle Brooks, and Brandon Brooks. Let's go. Hello, and welcome to another edition of Keeper's Corner Podcast. Matt, Brandon, and Michelle here. Once again, guys, we get to actually talk about a win.
Happy times.
There's a first.
No, it's like a fourth.
Yeah.
Just
You
all
should be
against
talking
Harrisburg.
about it a lot more, but here we are.
Mm-hmm. So that was this past Sunday, Utica eked out the 4-3 win over Harrisburg at the Odd, which brings us to 5-12 on the season.
Ooh.
I mean, it could be worse, but it could be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
lot
We
better.
saw another brace from Joey Tavernisi, his second in the past 2 games. Gave him 7 goals in the past 5 games. Comparatively, in the first 12, he had, I think it was like 4 goals.
Yeah,
So
we've been
that's-
seeing some life out of him. I've been I've been pretty happy about that. Like, we're seeing some life out of Joey. I mean, hell, we even saw a goal celebration
Out of Joey.
from him
Yeah.
for his first goal.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't seen that. We haven't seen celebrations much from the veterans this season.
Yeah.
We'll see him from the newer guys, but definitely not from our veterans.
Came from Christian a lot.
Oh yeah,
Speaking of Christian, he also got on the board in this one, his 6th straight game with either a goal, an assist, or both.
Should have had
Ah.
2 goals, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we will. Bo finally got another goal, which is good to see since he's been playing defense like for a month and a half now.
not that he's been doing bad on defense though.
No, but it
And-
takes away from his offense, which,
I know.
it happens. But before we talk too much more about it, do you guys have a stat that tells the story?
Oh, I did. I was literally thinking about it before this, and then I kind of just completely blanked. So why don't you start?
Okay,
'Cause
I
don't remember
will.
what mine was.
Stat that tells the story, and I think it explains, is Utica had 4 goals on 41 shots on goal. And I'm not saying they're bad shots. Offensively, they looked pretty good. They outshot Harrisburg by 29. They controlled this game. There were better off-ball runs. They were overlapping. They were making their diagonal runs to the back post. The offense looked good. These guys just could not find the back of the net.
Yeah. We found the sides of the net or the posts quite a bit.
And over.
Shots were very close on either side. For a lot of the shots, we saw a couple of them off of Timmy.
Yeah.
The header that basically bounced right at the edge. Another goal that he had, well, another shot that he had that was again on the opposite side on the edge. I mean, it was just a common occurrence for us, unfortunately, that we could not find the net. We traced a line around the net, but
Mhm.
for a lot of those shots, we just couldn't find the actual net, couldn't find the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, but it tells the story just because it showed how much Utica controlled this game.
Yeah.
Like, if they could find the net, this was a 10-3 game.
Agreed. And I was actually buying myself time because I was trying to look up how many shots we actually had on goal. So
Right.
you ended up literally taking what I was thinking. I had a feeling we were all thinking the same thing, honestly.
Yeah, it was pretty easy. to see that one and be like, oh, yep, that's the one.
It's just blaringly obvious when we essentially have almost 4 times as many shots on goal as the other team. The Sogs on goal, or Sogs in the game.
But it was more of what we expected to see from Utica. If they, that ship continues to get righted a little bit at a time.
So I will say one thing that did surprise me was nothing happened in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not much of anything. I mean, in total, there was 5 shots on goal combined between both teams. 3 for us, 2 for them.
Well, one thing did happen in the first quarter, and we'll talk about it later.
Fair.
Yeah, the first quarter was pretty back and forth.
Yep.
But beyond that, Utica really controlled like 75% of this game.
No, agreed.
Even in the third, when they gave up those goals, they were on breakaways.
Yeah.
It's not like Harrisburg set up an offense that, had to run a half-court offense. And
yeah, it was. We still, those breakaways are still going to be a problem. They continue to be a problem for us. Giveaways and then breakaway. Although I will say there was one play that I was pleasantly pleased about. But I'm actually going to save it for what I felt was my play that changed the game.
Okay.
So I have to find it.
Michelle, do you have a stat, or do you guys want to just jump right into the plays that changed the game?
I'm going to say that the 41 shots on goal, so I'm going to kind of follow along with you guys.
Okay. Brandon, are you still searching for your play that changed it?
Yes.
Okay. Michelle, do you have a play that changed the game?
I don't know if I want to discuss this yet. Christian's goal takeaway.
Okay.
I don't know if that really changed things.
I think
choice.
it lit a fire under him because I think it pissed him off.
So yeah, we'll talk about that.
That's fair.
With about 40 seconds left in the first quarter, Utica gets a takeaway in Harrisburg's defensive third. Ball comes across to Segura on a chip. He settles it off his shoulder chest area.
Yep.
Hits the crossbar, down, net, goal, waved off for a handball.
Yep.
The handball that wasn't really a handball.
And you saw the same exact thing in the game against Baltimore, though. So
the one that got waved off on the spirit of Lawrence Taylor apparently possessing Bordeaux and deciding to tackle Nelly without moving.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
That. All of that.
Yeah, let me read you guys the handball rule here because it makes no sense. It's written terribly. From the MASL laws of the game, last updated November 7th, last year. Rule 12, Section 1, subsection L. Handball offense, except for the goalkeeper within their penalty area. It is an offense when the ball has touched a hand, arm, even if accidental, and immediately creates a goal-scoring opportunity or scores a goal. So, by that writing, if it doesn't immediately create a goal-scoring opportunity, you can use your hand. If you're on defense because you're not creating a goal-scoring opportunity, you can use your hand.
Which, I mean...
That's the way the rule is written.
Yeah.
Terribly
It's never
worded.
been enforced that way, but that's how it's written.
Yeah, that's a pretty... This is a pretty bad wording. I'm not.
Terribly.
Oh boy! Wow. I I don't have words for that. That is terrible wording. That could be interpreted in so that could be interpreted in so many ways.
Yeah, and none of them are in the ways that it's intended. But yeah, Michelle, I agree. I think it helped light a little bit of a fire under them, especially in the second quarter, because it's the second time in 3 home games that they've had a goal waved off.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brandon, do you have a play that changed the game?
I can find it. I'm trying to. There was a specific play, and I don't remember. I know exactly what players were involved, or at least I know one of them, because one of them it was a one-on-one takeaway, that Wilkin ended up blocking, and I'm just trying to remember.
Oh, where it was taken away, like right in front of him.
Right in front of him, I believe it was Vitali. It was either Vitali or Bordeaux that got it taken off their foot. And I know the player. I know who took it off his foot, but I can't remember their name. Like I've looked at them like 4 times in the replay here because I've been trying to click through quickly. It was Rafael Arujo.
Oh, Arujo. Okay.
Arujo. Yeah. So he took it off of somebody's foot. I can't remember who it was that was standing essentially in front of the goal. But it was literally one-on-one, and Wilkin was able to block it. For me, that was what kind of solidified for me, like, hey, we're still in this. Because I'm pretty sure it was either when things were tied up or when we were behind. So it was just like, okay, we are still in this. We're not, and you can't count us out yet. In fact, I just found it. It was actually off of Ben's foot. And this is when we were behind 3-2 in the fourth. And not long after that, it was about 8:45 left in the fourth quarter. So, I mean, shortly after that, we had Joey's goal. And then obviously a ways after that, we had Bo's goal. Yeah, it was literally within a minute and a half of that save that we scored the tying goal. So between those two things, that's what really felt like. That's to me what changed the flow of the game. Was what started that was the Wilkin block, in my opinion. And that led into, just okay. That because of that one play, they didn't go up 4-2. We weren't behind 2 goals. We were only behind 1. And that's how,
okay, we were able to come back. The Arujo goal shot was saved at
6:14.
Right, so that means 8:46.
Yep.
Okay. With 8:46 remaining. So mine's a little bit later in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
We've already tied it at this point. And with see if I can find the foul here. I don't know where it might have been it might have been a top of the arc. I think it was top of the arc. Harrisburg got that top of the arc restart with about 3:20 left. And on the restart, they used the set piece to sneak it through the wall on a nice pass to the far post.
Yep.
For the left. Yep. And then played it off the wall to try to get someone coming over on the far side. Utica's defense was out of position at that point because of where the wall was. If there had been a single Harrisburg guy there, it was the easiest. Like 3/4 of the net was wide open.
Yeah, I know exactly which one you're talking about. It was. I remember Jake was the one that actually cleared it.
Yes.
I remember that play because as I was looking for mine, that kind of crossed my vision there.
But yeah, as soon as that happened, it I don't want to say I knew we would win, but I knew we weren't losing in regulation.
Yep.
Harrisburg had blown their best chance, and Utica didn't give them another shot. Quite literally.
Yeah, I mean, it was, we really, they held us to the fire, but we held on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just found it. It was with about 3:20 left.
Yep, because Jake cleared it, and then Timmy blocked another shot.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was an absolutely great chance for Harrisburg, but they just didn't have anyone in the middle to capitalize on it. Luckily for us.
Yeah.
So no, absolutely. That could
have been big.
Yeah, that was a hold your breath and hope for the best.
Yeah, that could have been disastrous.
Yeah, especially because going down 1 with 3 minutes probably means the 6th attacker comes on, and we've seen how that works out for us.
Yeah.
Not very well.
No.
Speaking of which, can we also discuss for a second, just for a second, about the fact that we blew not 1, not 2, but 3 power plays?
Yeah, that's par for the course at this point in the season, unfortunately.
I wanted to bring that up. Makes me sad.
Unfortunately, it is pretty par for the course. I mean, that's just we play with it.
It's annoying.
And it's we've seen it time and time again. We play with the ball in front of the goal whenever we have.
Oh God, it's so bad. Officially on the season now, we are 4 for 28 on power play. 14% conversion rate, worst in the league. Harrisburg is the second worst at 19%, 4 for 21.
But we're really good at penalty kills.
Yes, our 667 penalty kill is third best in the league behind San Diego and Ontario.
Now, if only we as a team could be the third best in the league, that would be great.
So I was actually just thinking about this too. There was we had a penalty kick too at one point.
Yeah, Christian blew it.
Christian had a penalty kick.
The questionable shootout that was awarded.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I know exactly. I mean, you could see what happened. He dribbled the ball. It got too far out in front of him, and he wasn't able to hit it with his left foot. I mean, you could tell what he was trying to do. Because, I mean, he had the keeper. He had the keeper beat. I mean, there's no question about that. But unfortunately, he dribbled it a little bit too hard away from himself, which, of course, cost us that goal as well. So really, Christian could have had 2 goals on the night.
Christian could have had a hat trick.
Should have had a hat trick.
Here we are. Could have, would have.
Yeah. Yeah. So besides that bad writing for that handball, I do want to talk about officiating, and more so in the idea of introducing coaches' challenges and instant replay.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think that's a good idea. Because there's been some pushback from, at least on social media. Now, they don't offer any suggestions otherwise, but no, we don't need that. We don't need another screen in our life. I don't think it's a solution. And I don't understand how giving the officials another tool to make their job easier and make sure that the calls are correct is not something we want in this league.
There have been so many bad calls this season. Some that, in my, that really have kind of resulted in injuries. I mean, there's just been some really bad calls this season that it just feels like, yeah, we really do need something like instant replay, or at the very least start with instant replay. Whether or not they have the coach's challenges, that's one thing, but at least have the instant replay so that they can go back and review certain plays, like the handball, just as a quick example.
Yeah.
That they could have gone back, reviewed that, and probably reversed it if they looked at it again. We also have to make sure that the camera angles that are necessary are available.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you're just going to be looking at this.
Yeah, that was
to be on the podcast too.
That was a point that was raised, was that it wasn't the best angle, and it's like, yeah, but if they go to the scorer's table and there's instant replay, they can look at the other camera angles, and here's a guy 5 rows from the field, basically even with the play, that can show you the angle. Also, if you go frame by frame, you can see where the ball disappears from the camera, showing that it's on the front of his body, so that it's clearly not on his arm.
Yeah, I just feel like we just need to make sure that if there's going to be instant replay, if they're going to be able to look at plays after the fact like that and review them, that, like I said, you just have to have the camera angles. I mean, that one in particular, the camera angle that we all saw wouldn't have probably sufficed. But, if you had one up in the corner aiming down at it, it would have been in clear view. Because I know exactly, I'm pretty sure that there's a camera platform up there. Maybe not. Up near the, just as using the odd as an example.
Yeah. Well, I mean, from where we sit, there's one, like, where in the lower section of the bowl, basically where the yellow line runs across.
Right. So, and that one would have been able to show that play at least.
Yeah.
I just think there's been just a lot of issues this season with officiating, with calls where after the fact, we've even heard of we've heard of the refs apologizing for for bad calls and stuff like that, and it's like there's nothing they could do about it because there's
nothing to let them. Yeah, like, mistakes happen. They do. They do. Like, even the best home plate umpire in baseball is only right 95% of the time.
Yeah.
And that 5% can be huge.
Yeah,
depending on when the calls come. But
it's still a really bad look to turn around and have to go, oops, our bad.
Well, I mean, who cares at that point? I mean, you just want to see the right call made.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about getting the right call. But I think, unfortunately, this is another one where someone's got to wake the owners up and be like, hey, you got to spend a little bit of money to invest in your product. And they're just like, no, I don't want to.
Like I said, raise the ticket prices. I will still buy my ticket.
Yep.
I kind of feel like, though, with our arena, since there's already a hockey team in there.
Oh, we already have it, because all the AHL arenas already have it. So, like, us, Milwaukee, Florida might, because they have an ABA or a G League team that plays in the RP Funding Center. Ontario has it.
And I know Dallas, do they still play at the Allen Event Center?
I think so.
And I think that has an actual NHL team in there, so.
I don't know off the top of my head.
I'm checking right now.
Dallas Event Center. No, not Dallas.
Cable Dahmer Arena? No, that's
Kansas City's.
Dallas Sidekicks play.
Nope, they play at the Credit Union of Texas Event Center.
Credit, okay.
Yep.
But they have an ice hockey team in there too. So
But
yeah, it's the ECHL though, so
yeah, so it's not AHL.
Okay, I'm gonna shut up now.
Hey, it was worth looking into, but
No, it's
yeah,
good
at least like
information.
half the league probably has it already. And I would imagine Baltimore might, just because they are. I don't college basketball. I don't know. I think Towson's D1.
For Christ's sakes, the freaking cameramen sit on top of the ref at that arena.
It just the referees just piggyback ride.
They have little backpacks that they put them in.
I don't know. I'm all for giving our officials any tool that they need at their disposal if it means a better game.
Yeah.
We don't want to have to heckle the refs.
No.
I just want to heckle the players and have it over with.
Yeah.
Ellie.
I want to get the odd rocking.
Oh, it was rocking Sunday.
It was.
I know. You just have to go, Dave. Oh, Dave.
I mean, the special announcement of Dave.
There was a couple times, like, I saw the camera guy coming, like, Dave, you're going to be called on, Dave, for enough.
Yep.
No, it was a fun time. It was
good.
It was rocking in there. I mean, I think a lot of us in the third quarter were pretty downtrodden just because, the Heat came coming back. They came flaring back, and
you guys had to watch Schindler get megged on a breakaway.
Yeah.
Well,
like, ooh, he's gonna stop this, and then not meg goal.
It was just, it's always it was a tough third quarter. It was a tough second quarter too, because I mean they outscored us there too. Or no, they didn't outscore us. I'm sorry, we outscored. Because I forgot that we actually went in the half on top. But yeah, it was just like, oh, here we go again. Once they tied it up at 2, it was starting to feel pretty bad in there. And then they scored again, and I mean things were kind of starting to go downhill.
Yeah.
In a hurry, and so but at the same time, that's when I give credit to the fans that were in that arena, because collectively they started to try and will the guys back to life.
Hey, I don't care. I had the children behind me chanting, "He's a flopper."
Yeah, I could hear that come across the broadcast while I was listening, and I looked at that play, and it was a clear trip. Like the one where Francis went down at the other end of the turf.
Bad, Michelle.
I don't care.
Bad.
I don't care.
It was
At least they didn't heckle Ferdinand when he tore his Achilles.
It was ankle to ankle.
How dare?
Like, now I'm saying, yeah, it was a clear trip. I don't know if he needed to do 4 somersaults after it, but
emphasizing, bringing the point
embellishment.
Home.
That's the embellishment part that gets annoying. Like, we get it. You got tripped over there, back there.
But now you have rolled
now
down
you're 15, 20 feet away. You
Still
can't be in that much
backwards,
pain.
still doing somersaults.
You have rolled down the field like a tumbleweed.
God, I feel like I'm going to have to read this whole thing of laws just to find other rules that are written terribly. But I think I should use that bit as our intro video and just let the whole league know that they can use their hands on defense.
Oh, speaking of...
Just slap the ball out of the...
Yep.
Also, sorry to interrupt and add this in there. Mesquite is coming back for next season.
They are. That was announced. That's good.
Well, what I was going to say, I was waiting for a break, and you steal my thunder.
Let me have my thunder.
You don't let me have my thunder.
Okay, ladies, you're both pretty. Let's get back on this.
Am I?
Yes, Brandon, you're a very pretty lady.
Anyway.
Anywho.
Well, now I've lost track because I had to say that. Before we talk about the 2 games this weekend, I want to throw a proposal at you guys that I don't know if you saw on social media that I made.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Make posts on social media?
Sometimes.
Only once in a great while.
So, you guys know how Kansas City and St. Louis have the Central Cup the past 2 years? And it's like an
Yes.
Yeah.
unofficial tournament that they do.
Yeah.
You know how the Nexus Center is supposed
Oh,
to be
I
done?
did see
Oh, I
this.
did see that. Yep.
What I know what you proposed doing something similar.
Similar. We could
Yep.
host it at the Nexus Center. If you're Ash and the Adirondack Bank Group, you get to stream from your brand new facility to show it off. I believe it's still supposed to have 3 stories with 3 different ice rinks on it. So if there's some old turf laying around or another team wants to find a way to transport theirs, you could in theory have 2 games going at the same time in the same facility.
Yep. Which would be
If you're Utica and you shore up your team in free agency and are bringing in like you have your set 15 to 20 guys, but you want to figure out who the other 10 are on the roster, you can run 10 and 5 each day with both your goalkeepers playing.
Yep. I think it would be, it would definitely be, it would help promote the sport more in the area too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We already have a pretty full arena most weeks. This week we're just shy of 3,000 people in there again, according to the official number.
Which I think that's tickets sold because it looked a lot less than that on the broadcast.
There was a lot of people in there. There was still a lot of people in there. It was
I'm not blaming anyone that didn't go. I couldn't because of work, and it was also 70 for the first time since October.
Yeah, we were saying that we should have gone outside and set up the cars as the arena and just had them play like that, play some street ball.
But I think it's something that maybe we can get it in someone's ear to kick around for an idea for next fall.
I see what you did there.
That was completely pun intentional. It took you a second, and now it looks like you want to hit me.
I know where you live.
This is why we record with Skype. So I can say stupid things.
You're not that far.
Door's locked.
I'll let you in.
Shut up. I don't know, something to think about. Because 1, it gives us at least another preseason game to attend.
Oh yeah, definitely.
2, they could do the season ticket bring a buddy like they're doing for this Sunday.
I don't want to talk about this Sunday.
Well, we're going to have to.
No.
But before we talk about Sunday, let's talk about Friday. Since that's the first game of the weekend for Utica.
Yep.
7:30 kickoff with this team that we keep seeing a lot recently, the Harrisburg Heat.
I've never heard of them.
No? Weird.
No, I should say I have heard of them, but I don't think we haven't played them all season, right?
No, maybe not. I don't know. But it sounds like Willie B is trending to be back in goal this weekend.
That'll be good. I saw him. He was warming up. He was warming up their goalie for this past game. Yeah, but he obviously didn't play.
Yeah.
So,
which was weird that he wasn't even listed on the injury report as like a questionable or probable.
Maybe they just kept him out just for.
Oh, they probably kept him out because he's still injured. And you have to have 2 goalkeepers dressed under that new rule.
was gonna say, so I mean, technically, they probably had to still have him on the roster and not have him out. Otherwise, they would have had to, I'm assuming, sign another goalkeeper.
Probably, but again, you can list him as questionable or probable.
Yeah, true.
I mean, Utica hasn't put out a single injury report all year, so I'm not going to act like we're better than Harrisburg at that.
No. Yeah, I mean, that's we haven't put one out all year because it would change every 2 minutes.
Update.
Update to the update. Update to the updates. Update.
Let's go look at our standings since this is
But
another
I don't
chance for us
want
to grab
to.
3 points.
It's depressing.
Well, yes, but let's see. Who does Tacoma play this weekend? Tacoma plays Florida at Florida and nobody else. So if we take care of business Friday and Tacoma loses to Florida in Florida, we would actually leapfrog them and move to 10th in the league instead of 11th.
Yep. Which would be nice.
Milwaukee plays the Comets, who are recently struggling. That one could be interesting because of the recent animosity between them.
True. I mean, if Milwaukee ends up losing that one, then I mean we're within a win.
Yeah, we're 2 points and have a game advantage on them.
Yep. So, I mean, if the stars align, and
St. Louis. Does St. Louis play this weekend? No, they do not. It'd be nice to not finish in the bottom two.
I mean, it definitely would be. It'd be nice to get a little bit away from the bottom spot.
I guess we should get back.
At least not the bottom spot.
Yeah, since it's we went off on a tangent again. But that game Friday. Got a question regarding it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think we both expected Coughlin to play in net this past weekend since it was a 1-game weekend. And we had Wilkin.
Yep.
Do you think that means Wilkin has taken the starting goalkeeper position from Coughlin?
No. I don't think so. I still have plenty of faith in Coughlin. And here I can almost guarantee you're going to see Wilkin on Friday, Coughlin on Sunday, and that just solidifies my decision that Andrew is still our starting keeper. It's just I think a lot of it has to do the reason that we, I think the reason that we started Wilkin is because he's got a good track record against Harrisburg. He's played against them and won against them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't see why you would necessarily play anybody, play Coughlin against them. I mean, at the same time,
it was a 1-game weekend. That's why I would have expected it.
But I don't know. I almost think that maybe, we just, why take the chance in that particular game, knowing that Wilkin can handle himself against Harrisburg. I think, give him the play time that, when we can afford it. And I mean, he's more than proven that he's a capable keeper.
Okay. Do we have predictions for Friday's game?
Not as close as Sunday. Please.
I'm saying 7-4.
My heart can't take it.
7-4 for Michelle.
I'm assuming Utica.
Yeah.
Better be.
No,
Brandon.
I'm gonna go with icy hot.
So I'm going to go 8-3.
8-3 Utica.
Yeah, just because we can take some time to make some adjustments, actually get some of those shots adjusted, and get them on goal. If we can do that, then I think it's going to be a pretty offensive affair.
I do think Utica gets this win. They really started to right the ship. Since the second half, they've had a much better 3-2. I mean, it's Harrisburg, St. Louis, Baltimore, and Harrisburg for the wins.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're slaying any giants there. But I think it's closer.
Wins are wins. We got to take them.
Yes, wins are wins. But 3 of the 4 games we've played with Harrisburg this year have been 1 or 2 goal games. The only one that wasn't was the first start and goal for Macaulay.
Mm-hmm.
He's gotten more experience since then.
Yeah, and it shows.
And if Willie B's back, I'm expecting a close one. As long as he doesn't throw himself into the hard packed dirt again.
Yeah. As much as, that would honestly help us out, don't do that. We don't want to see him get hurt again.
So I'm going to say Utica 6, Baltimore 4.
Baltimore.
Or Harrisburg 4. Sorry, I'm looking at the scores, and that's the first name that I saw from 2 weeks ago.
The Blarst are invading.
The Blarst.
Yeah, I think we get the win.
mean, I guess a blast would generate some heat, wouldn't it?
Oh my God. I'll see myself out.
Bye. All right, that brings us to Sunday's home game.
I'm out.
No, I don't want a monologue. I'm bad at it. I'm not a villain. And monologuing gets them beat.
Can San Diego do a monologue before they start the game?
Plus, my last monologue was an emergency episode because we signed Slav, and I thought that would put us over the top. So we see how I'm good at. Yeah, San Diego, defending champion. We've already lost to them once this season, 8-3.
Right.
They are undefeated on the year. They have, yeah.
Scary.
They have a lot of talent on that team. They didn't have their best goalkeeper the game that we played them. Pardo's back. He's no longer, that 2-game suspension is up.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you guys think happens Sunday?
I'm saying 9-4 them.
Oh, my heart.
You're acting like you wouldn't be prepared for that.
I'm already preparing myself for that. I don't want to have another Ontario. Granted, that was away.
Well, you guys don't want to experience a 10-goal loss?
Yeah, that's true. You were there. You did experience a 10-goal loss. Yeah, that was. I could only imagine that was not exactly fun.
It's like, you're up 10 goals. Please stop arguing with the ref. And then the voice in the back of my head that's critical of the refs is like, no, they need to yell at the refs. The refs are doing a bad job. It wasn't pretty, but you don't walk out early when you've traveled that far.
No, you don't. I don't wanna.
You got to say it, Brandon. You've already taken your pass for the season.
I did?
Yeah.
Do it.
First time we went to San Diego.
Oh, son of a gun.
Do it.
Oh, man.
Uh-huh.
Well, personally, I don't think any amount of fans packing the stands for this one is going to make a bit of difference. But I'm going to think positively. If we play like we did against Ontario the first time, a very defensive focused affair, which I think that would be the best approach here, because going offensive heavy, I don't see us doing much. Being defensive heavy, I think would be a better approach, especially with the changes that we have made. We've improved a lot.
Our defense has finally started to get healthy.
Yep, we finally got Logan back, which is a big plus. Oh man, with the firepower that we have going against us, I don't see us taking it, even if we do have all the right components. But we can still give them a fight. I'm gonna say 6-4, San Diego.
Well, you're okay.
Somebody's got to be. Somebody's got to. I know you were gonna say I'm being optimistic. Somebody's got to be.
Yeah, you're more optimistic than me. Michelle's a little more pessimistic than me. I'm thinking another 6-3 game.
Like Rocky going against the Russian. What the?
What about the Russians?
Didn't beat the Russian.
No, the Russian
time?
beat him the first time.
The second time, he didn't.
Oh,
and
we're not coming out of this one.
I mean, we had San Luis, Everton, and Pablo playing for us that first game.
But we were also a mishmash team.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, we were very mishmashed. They were also without their best goalkeeper. I don't know how much we can do to make it hostile to affect these guys. I don't know. Their defense is just Cerda and Cardenas and Ortego and Gonzalez and Reyes and Garcia and Roberto, Rojo, Pino, just so many.
They definitely have a lot of firepower.
Yeah, and that's just defense.
I was going to say both offensively and defensively. They have a lot of things going for them.
And I don't think them playing the day before in Baltimore is going to affect anything.
No, it's not going to make a difference. No, that's not going to affect anything.
Nope.
They're going to be just fine.
Yep.
Unless like some major injuries happen or a red card or something.
Like, I mean, I say 6-3, and that's just because I think our defense will be better than the first time.
Yep.
I don't see our offense as much better. It is flowing better, but they'll have a better goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of evens out.
We've got Christian and Joey actually tied for the most goals on our team right now.
Oh, I know our offense is better than it was a month ago. Absolutely. Yep. And our defense is better than it was a month ago. But Pardo is one of the best goalkeepers in the league. And you had a guy who was playing his second game at this level the first time we played him. And we couldn't crack it because the defense in front of him is that good. Like, if Utica scored 2 goals in this game, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, if we can get, if we can get 3, that's going to be great. I mean, it shows some serious effort on our part, I think, if we can get 3. And me being optimistic, getting 4 would be pretty crazy, honestly, for us.
Well, weekend split. It's better than nothing.
Mhm.
It's still getting points on the standings that we need. And just enjoy Sunday being there and getting to watch in person. And it'll be escape from the foot of snow that we were supposed to get, that we might get on Saturday.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be. It's gonna be a nice snowy white weekend that we get to enjoy.
So I guess before we wrap up, then Brandon, I almost forgot you have some roster updates you wanted to share.
Yes. So we had a discussion with some of the guys on the team, just kind of wanted to find out what's going on with Lucio, since he had that non-contact injury, and it does look like it is a Achilles issue. I guess he was going to be getting some surgery to try and get that taken care of, but most likely we're not going to see him. Actually, I would say we're definitely not going to see him for the rest of the season. Which, I mean, given he's kind of an older in the group, older in the league. I'm questioning whether we see him ever.
Maybe as a coach.
Huh?
Maybe as a coach someday.
Maybe as a coach. That'd be kind of neat. And then we haven't seen Slav for a while. I know a lot of us were questioning it. From what I understand, he is gone and most likely not coming back. So I would not expect to see number 99 on the field for us anytime soon.
That sucks.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but it's just, I don't know. It's just he's not coming back. So
well, at least we know that's set for the rest of the season then. All 4 weeks of it.
yeah, I mean, can't say that we saw much out of him anyway. So I mean, Lucio was definitely a good opportunity maker. So he's going to be sorely missed. But hey, what can you do? It's just another check mark on the season that has been very difficult.
Yeah.
Murphy's Law. Anything that can happen will happen.
Yep.
All right. I guess we'll wrap it up on that low note then.
Yeah, low notes.
Sort of like a soundboard for wah, wah, wah would be nice.
Womp, 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 womp.
That works.
Who needs a soundboard? Even though I have one in front of me.
Yeah, so Brandon, Michelle, we'll see you guys on Sunday. To everyone that listens, hopefully we'll see you Sunday as well. Pack the odd and win or
If you're a
lose.
season ticket holder, bring a friend. But fill out the form first.
What if you don't have friends?
Bring enemies. Make them yell.
If you don't have enemies.
Kidnap someone off the street and bring them in. Say, hey, this is soccer.
Bring a hobo.
Promise them food and beer.
Bring your
No,
dog.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yep, there you have it. Find a way, pack the odd, be loud, be proud. Be better at recognizing.
Staring into my soul.
What?
Stop staring into my soul.
I'm not. I was staring off into the distance, actually.
Like you were staring at me. Just.
I was blanking on what to say.
All right.
Be loud, be proud, be better at recognizing a flop from a trip.
I'm still gonna heckle them. I don't care if they trip or not.
You are the queen of heckle.
I am.
Be ready to have a call that can't be reviewed go against Utica because we don't have reviews. And if it's egregious enough, be ready for it to have a call go for Utica.
We're not that lucky.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Oh, it'll go. We just won't convert the shootout.
Come
Because we're
on.
not that lucky.
Come on. Confident.
We're like spend $1, get $1 back on a scratch off. Lucky.
All right. You know what? That's
All
all right.
That's thanks to everyone for listening.
Brandon.
Hi, Michelle.
Bye-bye. Hey everyone, thanks for listening to the Keeper's Corner podcast. Be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to us so you never miss an episode. If that podcast app also has reviews, be sure to leave us 5 stars to let us know how we're doing and reach a larger audience. It really helps us out. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Keeper Corners Pod. And you can always find us there talking UCFC soccer. Thanks again for the support. It's truly appreciated. One last thing. Go Utica.